The time is 8:06 in the morning time on this Friday morning, May 24th, 2019. It is time now for the Peter Channel Morning News on this Friday morning, May 24th, 2019. Got good morning to you all. This lovely Friday morning, May 24th, 2019. It is 8:06 a.m. and 66 degrees in North Massachusetts. Top stories on the Peter Channel Morning News at 8:06 is UK Prime Minister Theresa May announced his resignation to bid fury over Brexit handling. Pelosi tells Congress Trump is villainous and he wants to be impeached. Trump suggests he is otherwise the bargain chip in the U.S.-China trade deal. Dr. Video shared to make Pelosi sound drunk, viewed millions of times on social media. In latest attack, Trump tweeted in a video of Pelosi tripping over words. Trump gives his attorneys general sweeping power in review 2016 campaign inquiry. Missing 4-year-old Millie Davis was likely murdered, Houston police chief said. These are individuals trial. Let's skip that. Missouri City suffers a major jump in turnover, but it's fatal only one the Jefferson City mayor said. Police use a force bill after California law enforcement agreement some change. Modi's definitive win may mean a more assertive India. Utah man dies in Everest after reaching goal of climate each candidate Saul Smith and February said. European election 2019 Dutch Labour celebrated after the vote while Ninja Farage ambushed by French reporter while casting his vote. North Korea says it will resume talks unless U.S. changes position. Asia markets mixes investors worry about U.S.-China trade tensions. Investors retreat court ruling against Qualcomm as barely a speed bump. Stocks now down 26.14.25, 49.47, speed bump down 34.03 at 22.34. The Nasdaq down 122.56 to 76.28. South Korea will launch new military exercises next week to replace joint U.S. drill. WHO names emergency Ebola response to help stop epidemic in Congo. Death toll comes to 800 injured in Indonesia post-election riots. Interpol said 50 children rescued and 9 people had been arrested in Thailand, Australia. The United States filed a 2-year international investigation of the dark web pedophile ring. The head of the Federal Aviation Administration says there's no time limit to get Boeing 737 MAX fleet back into the U.S. skies, even if it takes a year. Reports Weinstein reached a $44 million deal to settle sexual misconduct claims. Animal feed could carry African swine fever, the U.S. researcher said. Defense Chief U.S. May sent more troops to the Middle East. Top students leaving the market at a high. Boston, the state's highest court has found that Pembroke Hospital wrongfully held a patient against his will after unable to find a family member taken. The Supreme Court judge ruled on Thursday. Lawmaker covers the case, eroded public confidence in regulators. NASA exactly in moon mission wakes after appointment. Video captured a brilliant fireball lighted up in the sky. NASA confirmed there was a meteor the size of a small car, the largest underwater. Eruption detector producer brand new underwater volcano. Asteroid flying by Earth is so big it has its own moon. Yeah, the nation's ready for this Ebola response to the North Carolina response to the Congo. Indianapolis 5 of official vote for measles vaccine race. And 3 new cases of potential debilitating parasite lung disease confirmed in Hawaii. Peter Children's time is 8:10. Time out for sports report. Boston Red Sox over the Toronto Blue Jays 8-2. And tonight, the Red Sox open the 3-game series against the Houston Astros in Houston at 8 o'clock. Clay Thompson's all NBA team some fair even though it seems unfair. Kyrie Leonard's post-game 5. Post-game interview was amazing. And Lakers. Rumors are heated up and you can think LeBron James and worse Kevin Durant won't be ready for the game 1 in the NBA Finals. Peter Children's time is 8:10. Time out for Peter Chill traffic transit check. Baby! On the MBTA Fitchburg line train 492 755 p.m. in Mount Auburn 5 minutes basket between Wilton Route 495 and North Station due to mechanical issue. And the ferries and the subway system are looking good. And this just in. Randolph, Massachusetts, a school bus and a dump truck were involved in a crash in Randolph early Friday. The crash just happened just before Route 7 a.m. on Interstate 93 stop on New York 5. So police said the dump truck reared into the bus and 15 students from the Norfolk County Agricultural School were on the bus at the time of the crash. EMS responded to the precautions. State police said no injuries were reported. And take a look at that area around Randolph around 93, or some say called 128. Yep, 128 at the northbound side. It's backed up from the Braintree split all the way down to Route 109 in Westwood. 7th Expressway. Northbound side, it is slow between Quincy all the way down to downtown Boston. Southbound side, slow down to Dorchester Stretch. 128 at the northbound side, slow between the Pike in Newton all the way down to Route 20 in Waltham. 95 at the northbound side, a little slow between northbound street and the northbound of 128 in Kenton. Route 3 at the northbound side, open to the Braintree split. In Rhode Island, 95 at the southbound side, slow between Protector and the downtown Providence. 95 at the northbound side, so between 37 Walker and the downtown Providence. 295 at the northbound side, a little slow around Route 6 in Johnson. 146 at both ends bottom of the North Smithfield, Rhode Island. And 138 at the westbound side, so Jamestown Bridge, Newport, Secundra River, and the Mount Bridge is out. Looking good. 28 on the eastbound side of the Board Bridge, just a little slow on the southbound side, northbound side, looking good. Route 6 at the eastbound side, also on 134 in Dennis. 21 the northbound side, little slow on 128 in Canton. Mass Pike eastbound side, so between Newton Corner and the 7th Expressway and downtown Boston. The Mass Pike westbound side, so the Newton Quarter. Mass Pike westbound side, so a little slow between Logan River and the South Boston. 93 Buff and downtown Boston, the back step. 93 southbound side, so between Medford and the 6th Bridge downtown Boston. Route 1 and southbound side, so between Chelsea and Charlestown. And 128 southbound side, so a little slow between Route 28 and Redmond and Route 38 in Woburn. 495 at the northbound side, so open for Route 93 out in Lawrence. Central Massachusetts highways out looking good. Western Mass highways out looking good. 91 northbound side, a little slow between Route 99 and Hartford Line and 84 connected at 84 eastbound side, so open for the Hartford stretch. 84 westbound side, so the Newtown Connecticut line, Denver Connecticut, Burr Parkway westbound side, so between Billfold down and Greenwich Connecticut, and 95 at the southbound side, so between Bridgeport down and Greenwich Connecticut, and 95 at the northbound side, so between Billfold down and West Haven Connecticut, and up in northern New England. 101 westbound side, also to Everett Turnpike and Manchester and 879, 91 at the southbound side, Little Sorrel, US Canadian up to the Vermont, and out it's 1555 northbound side, so it's up Quebec and towards Montreal. Peter Children's time is 8:14. Time now for a weather report. Increased skies for the day, high 32 degrees. Westbound 9 to 17 miles coming down. You got 2 Wisconsin side, 32 miles in the night. Partly skies about 45 degrees. And northeast about 5 to 10 miles coming live on the midnight for Saturday. South about 35 degrees. Live from wind coming southwest about 5 miles in the afternoon for Saturday. Shot like the moon, thunder pulse by 3. And Chris skies about 55. Southwest about 6 to 10 miles. Just spacious 77. New moon about 10th quarter inch possible high miles possible thunderstorm for Sunday. Just shots and thunderstorm before 8 a.m. Then just shots between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. Partly south sky about 82 about 59 degrees. Southwest about 5 to 7 miles after. Memorial Day, most sunny partly skies about 75, low about 52 degrees. And north about 3 to 5 miles an hour. With a calm wind. Tuesday, just shots afternoon. Part south sky about 6 to 7 about 57 degrees. Calm coming south for 6 miles an afternoon. Just is 40% for Wednesday. Part south sky about 78 degrees. Southwest about 6 miles an hour. Wednesday night, chance of showers and thunderstorms mostly skies about 62 degrees. South about 7 miles an hour, chance of 30%. And for Thursday, chance of showers and thunderstorms, parts of the sky about 81 degrees. Southwest about 6 to 11 miles an hour, chance of 30%. Right now, Norton is fair at 66 degrees. That's me for the Peter Chiller Body News on this Friday morning, May 24th, 2019. Peter Woods hope you have a good morning and a goodbye day. You hope you have a wonderful day.